Well, good evening, Oshkosh. It's great to be here. Hello, Winnebago County. Well, Gordon, thank you very much, Gordon, for that wonderful introduction. I want to thank Jeff Hall also for putting this together, and I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. This is obviously a big night for our family, but I think more importantly, it's the beginning of the next phase of this campaign, and this is where I will need you and the people of Wisconsin will need you, because during the next 7 weeks, we have a lot of work to do, but we will get the job done. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're starting tonight. I want to begin by introducing my wife, Chris, who is here somewhere. Here's Chris right here. Move from one side to the other. 2 of my 4 children are here. Aaron is here, and Kate is here. Because I believe so strongly in education, my 2 older children, Tommy and Annie, are at home studying tonight, and that's okay. That's all right. We're okay. They better be studying tonight at least. Well, I'm here because I'm applying for a job. I would love to be the next governor of the state of Wisconsin. And everyone in this room knows what the most important issue facing the people of this state is, and that is the economy and jobs. And my pledge to you is that from day one, I will do everything I can to create, retain, and attract jobs in the state of Wisconsin. That's what we're going to focus on, because that's what the people in this state need. For the last 10 months, I've been traveling throughout this state, and I've met countless people who have been affected by the economic downturn, people who have lost their jobs, people who have seen their hours cut, people who have seen their wages cut. I've talked to people who have been in danger or have lost their homes. I think everyone in this room knows someone or has had your family affected by this economic downturn. And one of the things that I've learned as mayor, and this is important, I've learned that people really do not care whether their garbage is picked up by a Democrat or Republican. They just want their garbage picked up. And they don't care. And they don't care whether their snow is plowed by a liberal or conservative. They just want their snow plowed. It's all about getting things done. And right now, what we need in Madison, in the state capitol, is a governor who's going to focus day one on creating, attracting, and getting jobs for people in this state. And again, that is my pledge to you. That's what's important to this state right now. We also know that the state faces some very difficult fiscal problems, as all states do because of the economic downturn. And right now, the next governor, the next legislature is going to inherit a $2.7 billion structural deficit. Now that means you're going to need real adult leadership in Madison who can work with both sides, who's going to be able to reach out to the people and say, let's address these serious problems that we have here in the state of Wisconsin. And what do we have on the other side? We've got candidates, and we don't know which candidate's going to emerge yet, but we have candidates who are talking about tax changes that will increase the size of that structural deficit from $2.7 billion to at least $4.5 billion. Now, here's what's important about this. None of the tax changes they're talking about, none of them are addressed to the middle class or working people in this state. And you have a situation when you've got a $2.7 billion structural deficit, and you're going to make that a $4.5 billion structural deficit. If you care about education, if you care about property taxes, if you care about public safety, hold on to your hat, because they're going to make it a whole lot worse. And right now is not the time to reward the wealthiest people in this state. I have nothing against wealthy people. I've got my beautiful children. I'd be delighted if one of them married one of their children. But this is not the time to talk about having tax cuts for the most privileged in this society. At a time when we have got serious fiscal problems, we've got to come together. We've got to come together as a family and address these issues. That's what this is all about. And it can't be done with ideological wars. What we've witnessed over the last couple of weeks is 2 candidates in the Republican Party who are fighting an ideological war to see who could move the other one further and further to the right. Well, if you're looking for the ideologue in this race, it's not me. Because I'm a pragmatic leader who understands that Wisconsin families are in need of adult leadership to address the problems that we have as a state. And that's exactly what I intend to do. So we've got our work cut out for us. We know over the next 7 weeks that we're going to have to reach people throughout the state of Wisconsin. And we're going to have to bring this message to them that we have to move this state forward. And you've got candidates on the other side who love to talk about how bad the state of Wisconsin is. Well, I'm here to tell you that I have never stopped believing in the state of Wisconsin. And I've met countless people in this state. I've met countless people in this state who love their families. They've never stopped believing in their families. They've never stopped believing in their communities. And they've never stopped believing in the state of Wisconsin. So for those leaders on the other side who are the naysayers, who talk about how everything is terrible, I've got news for you. This is a state where people want to believe in the future, and they want leadership who's going to be positive. You don't sell a car, you don't sell a house, you don't sell a dress by talking about how lousy it is. You get out there and you talk about why the Wisconsin values are so important to millions of people in this state. And what I've seen over the last 10 months, I've seen people who have what I call Wisconsin values. They are people who want to have their children get a good education. They understand that education is the key to the future of this state. They're people who want to have jobs where they can support their families. I've seen it in rural areas, on farms. I've seen it in cities, large cities that have been affected by layoffs. I've seen it in small towns that have seen family-owned businesses drift away. They want to have hope for their future. They want to have a leader who's going to work with small business, who recognizes that 97% of the employers in this state are small business people. That's what they want to have. They want to have real leadership. They want health care that's affordable and accessible. And they recognize that we have a special obligation with the incredible natural resources we have in this state, whether it's the Mississippi River, whether it's the St. Croix River, whether it's Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Winnebago, you name it, that we are the stewards of this environment, and we have an obligation to our children and grandchildren to make sure that they can hunt, that they can fish, that they can hike. And that's what our obligations are. So I need your help over the next 7 weeks like I've never needed it before, because this is about moving this state forward. It's about having adult leadership. It's about having an optimistic view. We are going to win this election with your help. Thank you. Let's have a great night. Let's go get them. Hit the streets.